We're going to be talking a little bit about how do you make a choice for what uni course to pick and for like what jobs you might be interested to explore in future. For background, our organization, if you are seeing this, you probably have already followed us on Instagram or something, Praxium. So our work largely is about helping youth students to understand what they want to do after studies and what they want to do for work and to prepare them to get there and how they can get there. I'm Louis and I'm our resident like career coach. I went to get training in like all the career frameworks and how do you plan for careers just so that you guys don't have to do it yourself, and I'm bringing that knowledge and expertise to share with you. Yes, Yi Shyen. Hello, Yi Shyen.
Hi, so I'm actually a student that's studying business and social enterprise right now. I also am actually interning at Praxium currently.
Maybe like we just start there lah, like because you're in poly and you're studying that course, right? Some of the listeners and all that might be in secondary school and deciding whether to go to poly or not. Or you could be in poly deciding whether to go uni and you might be considering the choices you want to take. Maybe you just share with us like how did you make the choices that you made? How do you choose to go into this course when you were secondary school?
Back then when I was in secondary school, I actually didn't really know what I wanted to do. Then I went to see like a ECG counselor back in my school, and then she actually introduced this course to me. Then I decided to join it because I decided that I wanted to help people, and also there's that business element of it lah. And I felt like I should go and study business to help my parents because they are running a business as well. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So I mean, I know that like I mentioned that in secondary school you might make a choice for poly or JC or ITE, and in before you go uni, you're also considering what choices to make for that lah. And actually, no matter which stage in life, whether you are in still in school or graduating soon or have graduated already, honestly, the way you make choices, the thinking process you go through is quite similar. Let me first like try to draw something for you so that everyone here, right, who is listening and watching can have some framework to better understand this decision-making thing lah. Some of you might already be familiar with this. It's made most popular by this guy called Simon Sinek, and he talked about this as the golden circle. So can you see this? So this one is why, this one is how, and then this one is what. So behind every decision that you're making, right, is why do you make the decisions you make, how you make those decisions, and what the decisions are. A lot of times, right, when you're stuck, you are talking at this level, which is what course do I choose, what uni course to choose, what poly course to choose, whether I should go to this uni or that uni, this poly or that poly and stuff. So that's a conversation that's very much in the what part. But the more important part is actually the why part, because depending on the why, right, the way that you make choices can be completely different. So I mean, if you have to think back to your own choices for poly, right, in choosing business and social enterprise, you mentioned some of the why, like helping people and like helping your parents' business.
Yeah.
Right? So let me just ask you lah. You have currently chosen to do business and social enterprise. You decided because your parents are running a business and you want to help people. Let's say you're not in business and social enterprise. What other thing could you do to fulfill that same objective? Helping people, help your parents' business.
I'd say, if I remember correctly, back then I was also considering the social work in NYP. That's like helping people, but I don't think I was considering a lot of business courses because I just decided that I can also learn business if I went to help out in my parents' business.
I guess what I'm curious about is let me just work with you to explore alternatives. So
Okay.
in running a business, right, and you've been in the course so far, right, in running a business, what kind of knowledge do you need?
Business management. What kind of knowledge do I
A bit
need?
more detail lah.
I think business got a lot of aspects. Like got the finance side of it, must know how to manage your money properly. Then there's like human resources, because when you run a business, sometimes you need to hire people. So it's good to manage. You must know how to manage people. I believe also business requires you to work with like customers as well. So like you need to know how to be able to build that kind of relationship, like customer relationships, that kind of stuff. It's also like marketing. So like how do you put your business out there and to let other people to know about you and your product or what does your business do.
Okay, that's fine. So I think like what I'm hearing from you is that there's actually many things that are required in running a business.
Yeah.
So finance side, there's marketing and all that kind of stuff. So the reason why I'm asking that, right, is because if your goal at the end of the day, right, was to remember to help your family with their business, right? If you talk about like marketing, right? This is marketing. My handwriting is just very bad. So if you talk about marketing, if you don't study business for that, what other courses could you study for marketing?
I think mass comm can be one. I'm pretty sure there's like a digital media course also. Like I don't have to study a diploma about marketing.
Yeah, so you could do mass comms, you could do even things like event management and stuff like that. You could go into like video production and mass comm, media. Those things could work out also. If you talk about the other way to support the business, like you talk about human resource, another course like psychology can actually be really helpful because you better understand people, how to motivate them and stuff like that. So really just start with your why, and it's going to take some time. You need to do a lot of reflection and introspection to identify what exactly is it that's driving you.
Actually, I have a question right now. What if right, like I'm actually applying for uni now, but then I suddenly realized like, oh my gosh, I have no idea how to find my why. Then how would you like suggest for me to find that why? Like, is there a step-by-step thing that I can follow?
Let's just say you're trying to find your why lah, right? You're currently studying Poly, right? Let's try to keep it real, don't like fake one. So
okay.
You're studying business and social enterprise now. So what are the uni courses then you're thinking about?
Honestly, based on the course in my school, right, they say that the courses that like the path that I can go down is like social sciences and business, like these two. But I'm actually interested in like maybe media or animation, but I don't have a lot of background on that. I don't study that. So
the first thing to understand, right, is when you're trying to find your why kind of thing, right, it's actually a different conversation for exactly what can you do next. So these are two separate parallel conversations. I'll start with the why part first. So the thing about finding your why, right, is there is a million things that you might be interested in that's important in your life and that can actually drive you. Because there are so many people in the world and each of them have different motivations and you yourself might have a unique one. The important thing to realize about that is that you start at this point. Anyone else can be at a different point. When you want to find your own why, right, you need to know it's personal. So you need to first start with what you are familiar with. This circle that you are in is currently the experience that you have. When you grow this circle to be bigger and you grow it to be even bigger, as you start to have experiences similar to what you have already had and you start to explore bit by bit, right, you're going to get closer to what it is that you're actually interested in or closer to what your why actually is. Your end destination maybe is somewhere here. It will not be do some personality test or do some quiz, right, and then they tell you these things because it's not possible. There's just too many. And then you straight away go this way. That's not going to happen. Okay. What's closer to reality is you will bump this way, and then you bump that way, and then you bump this way, and then you go that way, and then you slowly finally end up there. And this is your exploration journey. And you need to keep making these bumps. There is no shortcut to this. The only shortcut is to do it faster. It is not to skip the whole thing and go straight. So that's something that will be helpful in finding your why. And honestly, it's going to take time. And actually, don't have to feel so pressured about that because we actually have quite a lot of time in our life. Like, I would say at least 70, 80 years to live. So if you find your why right now in your 20s, right, the sian part is that you're going to be working on the same thing for a very, very long time. Which for some, maybe they're okay with it, but you don't have to feel so rushed about it lah. So you can actually just start somewhere close, and then that itself should be shiok enough already. Then you look for the next shiok part, then the next shiok part, and then you slowly move towards something that really fulfills you. But life is ongoing lah, so it doesn't have to be like instant. And Singapore has this very bad problem. Legit, if you are a Singaporean, right, you will face this problem, which is if you study this course, business and social enterprise, and then what can you do for uni? Tendency is that they will tell you these are the two directions. Because you study business and social enterprise. So this one got the word business, this one got the word social. So obviously those are two courses you can go for. But honestly, right, it's quite lame lah. Because The truth is that if you want to do something else, let's say you wanted to do media and animation, your course may not lead you there, but it doesn't mean you cannot go there. When you actually want to do these two things, the reason why the school tells you can do that, right, is because as you're studying this course in poly, you already learn some stuff here. You already learn some stuff here. They don't tell you that you can do anything else because they don't teach you anything else. But if you are interested to do something else like media and animation, the question is, where are you going to get the learning and resources so that when you do apply, right, you also already know a little bit about it. If you want to do media and animation, I suggest you give it a try lah, because that is something closer to what your interest might be, probably matches your deeper motivations a lot more. But there is a need to then build your portfolio through your experience. Yeah. If you need help, you can just ask me also lah.
But I don't know, like, how do you start?
I guess it's actually a very simple answer. If you want to go into media and animation, then which specifically are you more interested in? Illustration, videos, animation? Is there a specific one you're more interested in?
I think animation. Actually, I cannot say for sure because I've never tried everything like you said.
Okay, yeah, then your first step is actually very obvious. Your first step is to just go and try.
Everything.
Just to go and try that one thing that you're interested in first. Start somewhere. So if it's animation, right, the old school style, which is to go and draw on books and then go and flip it, that's one form of animation. The other one is to do it digitally lah, which is a lot faster these days. So you can try those things instead. You'll get a sense of it much more quickly, and that itself becomes a portfolio already.
Then do I have to decide like, what is important for a portfolio? Like this is good enough to be there or something?
Generally, right, the attitude you should take is whatever you do, try to do the best you can. So at the end of the day, right, if you've done a lot of stuff, then you can then select what goes in and out of your portfolio. So there's two approach lah. If you want to build a portfolio for like design or any other field actually, you just need to find something related. So like Shafiq, for example, in the chat was saying that he wanted to make a transition into STEM, which is science, tech, engineering, and math in uni, but not eligible because he was from social science, and he's feeling salty. But honestly, right, STEM is one of the areas where you can actually start picking up some coding online. You can start building your own websites, building your own apps, and it's very possible. Praxium, generally, we try to help people to do that lah. And when you do that, actually your portfolio, when you present it, right, it really will make a difference. We have quite a number of students who can attest to that. So for you, right, particularly, it's really just keep trying to practice and get your feet wet with animation and media. So if you actually do all this work beforehand, right, and then you try to apply for uni or even for the job, the employer or the admission board will see this and then they'll be like, wow, everyone who applies and they come for interview or they write their application letter, they will just say, oh, I'm very interested. But this student, Yi Shyen, for example, sent us a portfolio with all this stuff that she's done. And like out of the 200 students we've seen, only 3 students did this. And we generally will think that 3 students quite legit lah. That's why portfolio matters a lot, because it's how you prove that you actually can do something.